Hello, my name is Achan. I am a writer and proofreader living in a quiet town in Kent, England, United Kingdom. It was a late autumn evening. I have just finished proofreading a book for a client and decided to rest my brain by watching the TV. As I settled into the chair exhausted, I switched on the TV and reached for the remote control to select a relaxing program. I noticed the channel the TV showed was broadcasting Perry Mason, the defendant lawyer that seems to always get his clients acquitted in court.
Your Honor, the testimony we have just heard does not clarify the truth. It exposes it. The witness has told us one thing, then another, and something that cannot possibly coexist with either.
I decided to watch it for a while. After about 10 minutes, something very strange happened. The channel I was watching began to fade, and another channel seemed to appear on the TV screen. This went on back and forth for a couple of minutes. As it were, it seemed there was a contest between the two channels as to which one will remain visible on the TV screen. Initially, I thought it was some form of satellite TV interference, but when eventually the new channel got the upper hand and became visibly stable on the TV screen, I reached for the remote control. This new channel that was showing on my TV screen was very different from any of the channels I've ever watched on my satellite TV package. It was crystal clear, very sharp and bright, and there was this aura of calmness emanating from watching it. Yet there was no sound, no distortion of the images. It felt like I was fastened to the chair in such a manner that I would have no choice but to watch this new channel. I started watching this new channel, and this film is the story of what was revealed on this fateful day. I saw a brightly well-illuminated, massive waiting room, very much like a huge airport boarding lounge. And looking closely, I saw people, millions of people, male and female, of all ages, tribes, nations, race, colour, and they were all dressed alike in a plain grey-coloured khaki-like material. The males were in trousers and long-sleeve shirts, and the females in long skirts and long-sleeve shirts. They all wore grey plimsolls like shoes. They were all seated patiently, facing the same direction of the building that had a massive door, and as it were, waiting to be called forward. All the people were seated in rows upon rows of white seats. These rows of seats were arranged to the right and the left of an aisle that connects the reception desk with a massive door at the other end of the waiting room. The waiting room walls were similar to tinted glass, but looking through them revealed nothing beyond the wall. On top of the massive door was a digital calling display, which at various intervals reveals a name, and someone on the seat nearest to the aisle will stand up, walk towards the massive door, and walk through the door, which opens automatically as soon as the person stands before the door. On the door was embossed a circular logo with the letters ESC enclosed in the circle. As I was wondering if that meant the massive door is the way of escape, since I remembered ESC on a computer keyboard stood for escape, the scene changed to the reception desk, where I saw two men attending to people as they formed a queue from the reception desk to the entrance of the building. The people on the queue reacted differently. Some were agitated and wondered why they were on the queue. Others quietly waited on the queue till they were attended to by either of the two men. After each person is attended to, they were directed to take a seat, either to the right or to the left of the reception desk, and join others in waiting till their name is shown on the digital calling display. The two men were smartly dressed, trousers and long-sleeve shirts made from white khaki-like material. They seemed quite taller than an average man, looked clean-shaven and neat haircut. They appeared Caucasian. On the reception desk where they were attending to the people on the queue was embossed a similar logo to the one on the massive door, but with more details. As I was trying to think what this logo meant and its implication, I began to hear voices and saw that the two men were attending to the next person on the queue. This person was male, looked to be in his late 50s, and was of black complexion. I heard one of the men introduced himself to the man.
Hello, welcome to ESC, Eternal Supreme Court. My name is Michael and my colleague is Gabriel. We are officers of ESC and are here to assist you through the duration of your period at ESC. Can I have your copy of the summons, please?
What am I doing here? What is this place? Where am I? I don't understand what you are talking about, a summons. I don't have any summons.
If you check your hand, you will realize that you are holding a copy of the summons that requires you to attend and appear at ESC.
The man looked at his hand, and truly he was holding a piece of neatly folded paper, which he handed over to Officer Michael. The man went on to say, "But I don't know how that got into my hand. A summons? This is a serious matter. All I can recollect is I was driving on the motorway and then a big bang as a result of another car hitting my car. What is happening to me?" Officer Michael answered the man, saying,
Before I can explain further, can you please confirm your name is Jeremiah Auckland?
Yes, that is my name, and I am a pastor, presiding bishop to be precise.
Officer Michael asked further, "Can you confirm that your date of birth, DOB, is 1st January 1941? Jeremiah Auckland replied, "Yes, that is my DOB. Officer Michael hands over the summons to Officer Gabriel, who checks and inputs some details on a white touchscreen monitor on the reception desk. Officer Michael then said,
Now that we've cleared that little but important details, my colleague Officer Gabriel will read the summons to you so that you can have a clearer understanding of what is happening. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. And as it is appointed for men to die once, but after this, the judgment. 2. Jeremiah Auckland. Date of birth, 1st January 1941. You are hereby summoned to appear on 2nd February 2001, before the Most High Judge Theo, at Eternal Supreme Court, to answer to the following information. To give an account of your life from cradle to grave, covering the entire period you spent on earth. Do you understand the contents of this summons?
No, not exactly, other than this place is some sort of a court, but I still don't understand why I have been summoned to appear at a court. I have not committed any crime that I am aware of, and okay, I get it, this is a joke, you guys are trying to wind me up. Right?
This is no joke. You've been summoned to appear before the Most High Judge Theo, to give an account of what you did on earth. The outcome of this trial will determine which of the two doors you are allowed to enter. Jeremiah, in the language of the people of earth, you are physically dead, and people on earth are dealing with the process of burying your body. You need to deal with the process of where you will spend eternity.
Do you mean I am dead?
Yes.
You mean I have to go through a court trial to determine where I will spend eternity?
Yes.
But no one told me about this. I was not aware, and I am sure I must be entitled to 28 days' notice so as to prepare for a court trial. How do I get a solicitor? How do I get the facts and evidence to support myself during the court trial? I'm sure there must be a law that protects my fundamental human rights against this sort of treatment.
Unfortunately, I am not at liberty to answer these questions. All I am authorized to say are the following, and I will seriously advise you to listen attentively. This is the Eternal Supreme Court, ESC. The reason you are here is because you have received a summons to appear for a trial at this court. We've confirmed your details as being accurate. This trial is based on your entire life on Earth. The outcome of this trial will determine where you will spend eternity. In this court, there is only one judge presiding, the Most High Judge Theo. In this court, there is only one prosecutor, the accuser, D.S. Lucifer. In this court, there is only one defense, the advocate, J.C. Emmanuel. There is a jury, the YouTube, which is a digital recording and playback system that contains video clip recordings of your entire life on Earth, and indeed of every person on Earth. This is the evidence bank for the trial. You only speak when you are required to do so. Be guaranteed of one thing: the accuser wants you to lose the trial, but the advocate wants you to win. Your representation by the advocate is determined by the YouTube. In the YouTube is a database called the Book of Life, and your name must be on this database. This database will be checked at the appropriate time during the trial. However, if your name is not found on this database, the advocate will not be able to represent you, but you will be required to represent yourself during the trial. After the trial, the final verdict of the Most High Judge Theo will be revealed on the YouTube, and you will be led to the door that reflects the outcome of the trial. The verdict of the Most High Judge Theo is a final judgment. There is no opportunity to appeal against the decision of the Eternal Supreme Court. I believe we are ready to proceed into the courtroom.
This is very unusual. Normally you would have been asked to take a seat and join the others till your name is revealed on the digital calling display. But your trial has been fast-tracked. Jeremiah Auckland, can you go through the aisle to that massive door at the other end? As soon as the door opens, walk through it into the courtroom.
And I saw Jeremiah Auckland walking towards the door, and his name was revealed on the digital calling display. And as he got to the massive door, it opened automatically and he walked through it into the courtroom. As soon as Jeremiah Auckland went through the massive door, the scene I was watching changed and I could see the courtroom. The courtroom was also brightly well illuminated. The walls were similar to the waiting room, made of tinted glass, but looking through them revealed nothing beyond the wall. From the view I was shown, I could see two desks of different sizes but similar in structure to the reception desk. The first desk, which was the smaller one, was on the floor level and had the logo of ESC embossed on it. The second desk was right behind it and raised on a platform. The arrangement was like a typical courtroom, court clerk's desk and judge's desk. However, the second desk had a glass-like screen all around it that covered and shielded whoever seats behind the desk from being seen by anyone in the courtroom. The screen was constantly glowing and radiating a bright white light, and on the screen was embossed a logo. The logo had the phrase, "The Seal of the Most High Judge Theo," written from left to right to form an arch. Enclosed within the arch were the letters JT. On either side of these letters were a dove and a cross. Beneath these letters was written Jeremiah 23:6, and beneath this was the phrase, "The Final Judgment." To the right of these desks was a door, and embossed on it was the word Hell, and to the left was another door with Heaven embossed on it. Directly opposite the desks was a single dock. On the right of this dock was a table and chair with the word Prosecutor embossed on the table and the name D.S. Lucifer. On the left of the dock was another table and a chair with the word Advocate embossed on the table and the name J.C. Emmanuel. There was a white touchscreen monitor on each table. On the wall to the left of the dock was a massive flat-screen monitor fixed to the wall. On top of this screen was written, "The Jury, YouTube." On the first desk was seated a man, black in complexion, and dressed like the officers at the reception desk. On his desk was a white touchscreen monitor. On the prosecutor's table sat a handsome-looking Caucasian man, smartly dressed in a grey suit with grey shirt, tie and shoes. The advocate's table was unoccupied,